Do you want to know the 5 moves that make a woman go wild in bed? And yes, they work every single time. I recently read a study that actually surveyed a bunch of women and did a deep dive into what turns a woman on, and today I'm going to reveal those with specific examples of exactly what to do. And stick around to the last one because that might be the most powerful and it really connects all these together. Number 1, let's talk about clitoral stimulation or clit stimulation. This study found that a significant amount of women, over 70%, found that clitoral stimulation was the thing that actually brought them to climax more than anything else. They either require it for orgasm or they just prefer it overall. The reality is most women will just not orgasm if that is not in play. Maybe you found this out, you've had experience with this in the past, but that is going to be common theme with the women that you are going to bed with. Now here's the trick, okay? Because a lot of guys get this wrong. They think that women are like men and men are like women in terms of what they like in the bedroom. Where you as a guy, maybe at a lot of times more than none, you like it maybe hard and fast and to the point. Women by default, not saying all the time, but by default like things to move slow and soft. So if you are down there and you are stimulating the clit, you want to make sure that you are going slow and soft, at least to start. And we're going to go into where this can move in just a second. Also, when it comes to clitoral stimulation, this is something that can be done during foreplay, obviously, but it is also something that can be done while you guys are actually having intercourse. The way that this is going to be done is by some sort of doggy style type position. Then you have easier access to touch her on her clit while you guys are having sex. Now this segues nicely to the next point, which is about communication. So the study found that communication was so important, which is funny because I read this in this recent study, but also at the same time, I knew this. I've been teaching this for years. Communication is going to be crucial when you guys are in the bedroom. Now it could happen before, it could happen during, but when it comes to what someone likes in the bedroom, whether it's you, whether it's her, whoever it is, it's going to vary, it's going to change. So you want to understand what they like and what they don't like. And let me just set the record straight. There is nothing wrong or weird or strange or mood killing or vibe killing about asking her what she wants, what she likes, how she likes something done. You can literally ask her during foreplay if she likes it, if it feels good. Ask her specifically, should you go faster? Should you go slower? Ask her, do you want this harder? Do you want this softer? She's not going to hate that. She's going to like that. It is going to be a double turn on because one, she's going to tell you how she likes being turned on, but also it's going to show that you care, that you're in the moment with her, and that it's not just all about you. Women want to know that they're not just a piece of meat being used, but you actually care if she is going to get off. Speaking of touching, hard, soft, slow, whatever it is, number 3 is variety of touch. So the study highlights the diversity in women's preferences for things like motion and pressure. So this isn't just clitoral stimulation, which is what we've been talking about, but this is everything from the thrust to foreplay, to even massage and the way that you're touching her. The difference between a hard grab versus being more gentle and soft, that difference right there is going to be part of the turn on that's going to happen when you're with a woman. She likes the different sensations, and the different sensations start to build something called tension. I want you to remember that word because we are going to come back to that very soon. But having the different motions and the different pressures there and it not being just a singular way is going to help her get turned on even more. Now let's bring you back to the idea of tension. Remember I said that tension is going to be built by the different pressure and the different motions. So tension is going to be what this study calls building arousal. That is what women need, and they need that more than men. Men, we wake up aroused. We don't need too much. We have a lot of testosterone, so we are ready to go. Women, they need the build. They need the tension. They need it to be created by you, and there are actual several ways to be able to do this. Of course, there's building emotional tension between you and her without even touching her at all. I talk more about this in my Hooked course, which by the way, you can check out at getherhooked.com. I'll put a link down below. But here we're talking about the building of sexual and physical tension. So that means that when you have her in the bedroom, you're not going to necessarily just throw her down, rip her clothes off, and then go for it. Yes, there is a time and a place for that, but I guarantee even before that happens, there was probably tension involved in that in terms of the emotional connection. But either way, when you're with her in the bedroom, you want to start the arousal process by going very slow. Starting with her neck and kissing, starting with a lot of foreplay, building that up for a long time before you guys actually have intercourse, before that is actually happening. And even with clitoral stimulation, right? You're not gonna just go hard and fast right away. You want things to be at default slow and steady and soft, and then you build your way up to it as she starts to climax. So you're doing this from beginning to end to build the arousal and make the climax even bigger for her. Now let's talk about that emotional connection component. So the study basically says that the quality of the orgasm can be dependent on whether or not there is an emotional connection. So the larger the emotional intimacy, the more it enhances the orgasm. So we're talking about maybe a one-night stand versus someone you're actually dating. Yes, one-night stands happen and it's very quick and there's not a lot of emotional intimacy that is built, but there is at least a little bit happening before you guys are hooking up. So what I mean is, she is not gonna just throw herself into bed with someone that she barely knows. She is gonna talk to you. You are gonna have to build tension emotionally. You are gonna have to, that means flirt with her. That means that you're gonna have to make sure you're not judging her, that you're being a cool guy to be around. You have a cool vibe. You're easy to talk to. She feels comfortable around you because you feel comfortable around her. You're not being too nervous. You're not making really quick movements with your hands or not giving her good eye contact, but you're very relaxed and calm and she can feel that around you. And also, of course, you guys might have a few things in common. So for one-night stands, if we were to, this is not in the study, this is what I'm telling you. If we compare what a one-night stand can do for her arousal versus you having had sex with her at least a few times versus even being together for like 6 months to a year, what ends up happening is the more emotionally you are connected to her, which means you guys just know each other and she feels safe around you because she knows you and you're not some complete stranger, the more she can relax, the more she can feel comfortable, the more she can, in a sense, surrender to you and feel like you have everything in control. Because when a woman feels like she can't trust you or not safe, because that's the worst thing in the world for her to be able to get aroused, because safety is huge for women, it's just not gonna work out. So once she feels more of that connection, it's gonna be better for her, and most of the time it's better for you as well. Now, circling back to what I said about clitoral stimulation, if you wanna know how to do that properly, you need to know how to finger a woman the correct way, and I have a video on my channel that explains how to do that. Also, if you are having trouble with getting more dates and getting women to the point that they actually wanna sleep with you, then I want you to book a free call with my team at tripadvicecoaching.com. There you can learn how we can actually help you get more dates via online and in person, and we absolutely guarantee it. Go to tripadvicecoaching.com.